What's going on, everyone? There's a lot of talk about Gen X on Instagram, Twitter, on TikTok, and it's about like, don't wake us up and all this stuff. Don't get them involved. And it's funny to hear that as a Gen X person, because I've always felt removed from society, and Generation X always felt removed from like whatever the agenda of society is. Our generation was a rejection, a complete rejection of the bullshit from the baby boomers and the the silent generation. We saw how mainly like the silent generation, I guess that's the generation or the greatest generation before baby boomers, how the society they created for themselves was set up for themselves. It wasn't for us. But we were going to work within that. We're going to work within that frame, but we're going to do it our way. And we didn't want to be bothered. We were individuals. We are individuals. And we're just, we'll have the family the way we want to have a family. We'll have the jobs the way we want to have them. We'll work within the system. But most of Gen X, I bet you, if you look at Gen X, there's a big, not most, but there's a big amount of Gen X that has their own business. That it wasn't like, I'm just going to work. I'm just going to work for the man. I'm just going to work for this group. But right now, that silent generation is pretty much gone, right? So now who's in control? Right now, the baby boomers are in control, and they don't want to let go. We grew up, Gen X grew up like everyone said it. I'm not trying to say it again, but I got to say it. Literally, the TV commercials were made to remind them that where were we? Like, do you know where your kids are? It's fucking crazy. Like, the fact that was a thing. Gen X is weird. Gen X was marketed. When it was marketed on TV, MTV, WWF or WWE, the World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment now. Think about Triple H. Triple H he's a Gen Xer, and he was part of D-Generation X, and they'd be like, suck it. It's like, it was a complete rejection of what was already established. It didn't mean we were going to riot. It didn't mean we were going to, destroy things, but we were going to do it our way. And we were going to, it was like, all right, you see your Social Security. I know I got paid into it, but fuck it. It's not going to be here for us. Or, yeah, we see all this shit. You got Medicare, Medicaid, all this stuff. Just keep extracting money. And it was like tolerable. It was tolerable. We worked within your framework. We worked within the way that you set up the society, Gen X. We worked within it. Even though you said that we weren't going to amount to anything, even though I'm talking baby boomers and I'm talking, the silent generation or the greatest generation. We worked within your system, and we did well, and we're doing well. And I bet you there's a big group of us that own our own business because we want to do it our way. That's why we talk so direct. Gen X is a direct, like, yes, no, up, down, right, wrong, fuck you, you're okay. That's just what we are. Because we were told we were going to amount to nothing. We were able, and maybe not every high school, to go out like at lunch off to the side and just have a smoke. You know what? Fuck it. We're just going to have a smoke. And I don't even smoke. I don't even smoke. But dude, this is how we did it. We were just like, whatever. And we all understood, all races understood who we were. Some excelled, some didn't. Some liked each other, some didn't. Some might have had some animosity toward one race or another, but at the end of the day, no one really cared because we were individuals. We were pigeonholed as a group, and we rebelled against that and said, we're not some kind of, what's Gen X? What is that shit? We are individuals. And it was a rejection. It was a complete rejection of the system that was in place. And TV marketed us. They called us like the Pepsi generation or something. Michael Jackson dancing, Corey Feldman dancing in the streets with him or whatever. They tried to market us. It was one of the first times a generation was marketed. Weird. And that's why people are focusing on us, I think, right now, because it was just this odd time in TV and music. And then like a Nirvana and a Pearl Jam, I guess you could say, they came out at the same time, we were just coming off of, in hip hop, like Grandmaster Flash and that type of, hip hop where it was like, rebellious. But then you had Public Enemy, KRS-One, NWA, these groups started coming out. They were rejections of society that was created. That's Gen X. That's what it was. And then when you get to the 90s and you start hitting like Ghetto Boys and, you had Biggie and that whole thing. You had Tupac, that whole thing, and Snoop, But these are people saying, man, fuck you. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to succeed my way. I'm not going to rebel and like torch a building. Yeah, I know we had the Rodney King thing going, in 92. It is what it is. Maybe it had to happen. I don't know. But, the whole rioting in LA, yeah, shit happens. But again, it's a rejection of the society that was created. That's Gen X. So today, all we really wanted was to be left alone. Just leave Gen X alone. Let us do our thing. We're not going to shit on you. We're not going to start getting into your business. Leave us alone. That was everything. Everyone I know, everyone I knew back then, that's all it is. Leave me the fuck alone. You do you, I'll do me. Then COVID hit. Actually, it wasn't even COVID. It was like 2009, 2012. We're in our 30s, let's say, maybe, anywhere in the 30s we were at the time, 2009. We're just starting to kind of get our legs, under us here in business, starting to we have knowledge about the craft we're in, and everything starts changing. And a whole new regime was created. And it wasn't a Gen X creation. It was a baby boomer creation. And I believe it was a way to extract as much money, power, everything from us. And you think about it, right? Millennials was just coming up right behind them. They're in their 20s, maybe. We're early 20s. They're just like interns. And they're just starting to experience the fact that, that work, the cost of living is increasing. But we're still able to survive. We had what they call a stasis, just a nice level, just leave us alone. We'll work in your system, leave it, don't push. And then COVID hits. And these world governments, get involved. It changes the game. You took too much. You're taking too much. You're putting too much pressure, and you're removing us out of our nice level, kind of nice little, we worked within your system. We created a life for ourselves. We might have kids and this and that. Might be on, different school boards or whatever, or town councils and stuff. We're just trying to maintain. And now you're taking. And you're taking a lot. This is what you did. You told us that we were going to amount to nothing. We did fine. We raise our kids, we're raising Gen Z kids. I'm raising Gen Z kids right now, and they're looking at this society like what is this? And Gen X is not in power right now. Baby boomers are in power. Baby boomers were very greedy, very me, all about me generation. And they're not letting go. They're holding on for dear life right now to all the power that they've accumulated, all the money that they've stolen, everything they've taken. And Gen X is right there, right under them, just looking, going, you fucked up. You fucked up. And now we're going to have to figure out how to fix this, because the millennials who, they're right behind us. They're seeing it. They're working. But Gen Z is looking like, fuck this. And that's a problem. And that's what's going on. You got Gen Z looking like, why am I going to participate in this? So you woke us up. Gen X has to do something about it. And that's where we are. We have to do something about it. Because you took way too much. That's what it is.